All right, Coach, here we are about a week away from the start of the season, Eastern Illinois, the season opener coming up next week. How do you feel the team is moving toward its opening date and whether they're ready to go?
Well, I think we're getting closer to being ready to go. We're polishing things up this week. We're getting a lot of our players back who've been a little nicked up the last couple of days, so that's really good. And we foresee being at full strength come next Thursday night. So everything's going pretty well.
I guess those nagging injuries are just a part of practice, but I guess you guys have really been pushing them pretty hard too.
Yeah, we've been pushing them real hard, but that's part of the game. Fortunately, it hasn't been anything season-ending or guys are going to miss a game because of this or that. So it's been just a normal aches and bumps and bruises and aches and pains of training camp.
Have you been able to notice the benefits of that just yet, or does that take even more time into the season before
Well, I think
you
you'll see it later on in the season. I think, we're still training to get ready for October. That's what guys don't realize this time of year. We're trying to become a really physical football team, and we think that'll carry over in October and November when we're in the meat of our schedule. So that's where that's at right now. I think you'll see benefits down the road.
I guess in some respects the fact that it's been cooler than usual this summer might have helped the guys, but it probably has not afforded you the chance to test their endurance as much as maybe you could.
Well, no, but we've had a few days that have been pretty warm, but not as many as you'd like. But the good news, everybody has to play in this weather, so it's especially our opponents early in the season, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
True. Looking at the quarterback spot, from everything we've been hearing, looks like Keel has really been emerging as the guy and someone that you're really confident in sending out there in week one.
Yeah, Drew is kind of put a foothold on our starting quarterback job. And Matt Brown's a very good player. Hasn't had the experience that Drew has yet, but we'll see some playing time himself in the first game. So we'll play both quarterbacks. Drew is obviously our starter, but Matt will get a few series in the game, and probably earlier than people would think.
I guess just to make sure that you have a guy who's ready to step in there if need be at any point.
That's correct. You can't put a guy in under the gun when he hasn't been tested. So you want to put him early in the season. You want to put your backup quarterback in when the game's on the line, so he gets some experience.
That brings us to the broader question about depth. How do you feel depth-wise across both sides of the ball?
Well, we like to be deeper. Obviously, every coach. I don't know if there's a coach out in America right now say would like to be a little deeper than he is, but we're a little concerned about our depth in the offensive line at tailback. We feel pretty good about our secondary. We're a little thin at linebacker, we think, and we feel pretty good about our depth in the defensive line right now. So, but I don't think it's a perfect world out there. I don't think anybody right now is excited about their depth, but that's where we're at today.
Do you find yourself wishing you had more time, or do you just wish the season would start now?
Well, you always like to have a little more time, but I think it's time for us to play a game. Our players are eager to play somebody else, and I think the coaching staff, I think we're all eager to see where we're at and where we need to go from here and see how our team has developed as opposed to where it was last year at this time. So I think everybody's kind of excited about playing and see where we're at.
Have you started honing in on that first opponent, Eastern Illinois, or are you still looking inward at this point?
We're starting to hone in on Eastern Illinois. We do a little bit. We always do a little against each other to try to get good on good and try to get speed on speed, so to speak, and get us practicing at a high tempo. But we're honing in pretty good on Eastern Illinois right now.
What stands out about their attack that concerns you most?
Outstanding offensive line, maybe the best offensive line in FCS football. Everybody's back. They're really big, real physical, power running team. Very talented tailbacks. Have a transfer from Iowa that I know a lot about, playing quarterback. So their offensive line and their running game is very, very imposing, and a very good secondary. Secondary is very experienced and plays very well. So those are the areas I think they're very, very strong in right now.
And of course, ISU and Eastern, that's a big rivalry game, goes back many years. You bring a fresh perspective to this rivalry. Is that something that you look at all? Has anybody been trying to impress that upon you, or you just treat that as any other game?
You get that feel around here. I be quite honest with you, when I came in the job, I thought, looking at Illinois being on the horizon, I thought maybe our players would be focusing on the the Big Ten opponent, but they have been looking to this game ever since I walked through the door. And of course, I was on the other side of it 20-some years ago. I was at Eastern, and it's a big game for them. I kind of liken it to Purdue playing Notre Dame. You know, it's a game that has to be played within the state, and neither team wants to lose it. And there's a lot of bragging rights on the line when each team plays. So it's very, very similar. You know, playing different conferences, that kind of thing. But it's an important game to play, and it's a fun game. I think it'll be a lot of fun. You know, I was with Coach Booth for 4 years, and I was on his original staff, and was with him when he was assistant coach and I was a player at Purdue. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to it. Best of luck next week. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks for having me.